I had a dream that was potentially the most viewed video of all time, and it was made by mrbeast. Now, before I get into the details, this does have a lot of moving parts, which I'm going to cover all of them, but for those that don't know, I'm going to talk a little bit about dreams in general, because this was just a dream. It is not real, it is not happening, it is not going to happen. It is simply a figment of my brain's imagination. Before I get into the subject of the video, I am going to explain how I dream and how my dreams work. For those that don't know, I have the power of lucid dreaming, which means that not only am I fully aware that I am in a dream at all times, I have complete and utter control over everything that happens in the dream, and I've had this power since I was 8 years old. But it's not just the power of lucid dreaming that I have, it's something a little different, a little more advanced, that I have searched far and wide on the internet to see if other people have this power, and I have not found anyone. But essentially, I have programmed my dreams essentially to play like a video game or a movie that is being directed by an advanced, super powerful AI. Like, imagine ChatGPT, where you can give it prompts and it will create a whole story or something, but imagine that in dream form. And I have some sort of power that's kind of like that, where I can tell the dream to, like, I can give it a plot, give it ideas, I can have it throw ideas at me just like an AI would, and it'll generate like a full-blown interactive video game or movie for me to play around in as I sleep. And generally, the dream will just pick a random or generate a plot, and then I can stop it and then delete everything, just blank out the whole dream into a, like a white matrix scene of sorts. But in this dream in particular, I had a few prompts that I wanted to do. The first prompt was, I want to see what it's like to be part of mrbeast's crew, and secondly, I wanted the dream to be, well, what did we do on the crew to help make the highest viewed YouTube video of all time? So now I'm going to explain what happened in the dream and why and how it became the most viewed YouTube video of all time and the most rewatched. Let's get into it. So the video was to be titled something along the lines of, I bought an entire stadium for a concert. Essentially, the theme was that mrbeast just bought an entire concert all to himself, and of course, as the video goes on, it reveals that he invites his friends, of course, he invites his subscribers, other streamers, and just people that eat his Feastable bars and all of that stuff. So essentially, you do have this big stadium that is full of people. And that's not just the video itself. There's a lot of other things that are going on in the video as well. The sponsorship of the video was a bed company. Of course, the dream kept it kind of vague and didn't spurt out a name brand, but like the Casper, the Purple, Nectar mattresses, all those online mattress companies that do sponsors. That was basically the sponsor of the video, and it plays into the part later where they try to break a world record for the loudest concert ever to be had. And what they do is they flood the stadium with these beds, and the beds act as a sound dampener. Now, I know this sounds boring, but I'm gonna get to the interesting parts in just a bit. And my presence and role in the dream was just a crew member that helped move the beds and was just muscle to load things in and out of trucks and just move objects. So my character in the dream, and that's what I am in these dreams, I am a character, an actor, a player character, what have you. Very minor, complete, non-essential role to the whole dream. So far, we have the three parts. We have the bed sponsor, we have the fact that he's buying out an entire stadium to have a private concert for his friends, and subscribers and whatnot, and then also the fact that they're trying to break the world record for the loudest possible concert to ever exist. And they're using the beds as sound dampenings. The next part of the video would be that it's a concert with many, many different bands, and they're just playing one or two songs each. The dream was kind of vague about it, but essentially part of the contest was at the benefit of the music artists, and that whichever music artist in the video had the most watch time or rewatch time. For those that don't know, if you look at some higher viewed YouTube videos there on the timeline, you will see this little graph, and the higher it is, that's where most people watched that part of the video the most often. And so whichever music artist got the most watch time won something. The dream didn't really state what it was. It wasn't really essential to the plot, but the part of the reason why that was in the dream is because it really pushed the music artists to give the best damn live performance possible. Next, every song in the concert, per an agreement with YouTube and MrBeast's team, every live performance within the video would be able to be freely used in YouTube videos at zero licensing cost. So for those that are unaware, us YouTubers, we have the ability to add music to our videos, creator music. If you open your YouTube studio and you go to creator music beta, you can type in artists and see if you can use their music in your video. So for instance, if I type Metallica into the search, obviously it says here that using this track will make your video ineligible for monetization, of course. But if you use someone like Kevin MacLeod, which, let me type his name real quick. And it's spelled like Kevin MacLeod. It's pronounced MacLeod though, apparently. Well, he's very well known on the internet for having free use music, and if I type in his name and look at his songs, they are able to be used in YouTube videos at $0. And so what happened is in this concert, which was all very, big name labels and very famous musicians, there are 1 to 2 tracks that they played during this concert. They were essentially giving away to the internet for free in a sense. And so this had a crazy effect because like the live performances were very top notch because the musicians were competing for who gets the most watch time, and because MrBeast's team essentially treated them like super royalty. This made them more eager to perform well. This also had the effect of so many YouTubers making shorts and long-form video content, video game montages. Like for those that, come from back in the day, if you ever watched a video game montage of like say Counter-Strike or just any game really, even World of Warcraft PvP, you would know that most people back then just had music playing in the background. Like how many people have seen a Call of Duty video where it's like, let the bodies hit the floor is playing in the background. And so this was kind of a callback to that, where a lot of people started using these songs in their gaming and just non-gaming videos, even their blogs and whatnot, as background music. This had the effect where all of the artists featured in the video, in the concert rather, they became worldly known. People that maybe weren't that interested in music suddenly knew who all these people were, and it massively dramatically boosted their sales, which changed the internet forever, where music was no longer this big, oh, copyright, you can't use it. Now everyone everywhere was being more open for music sharing and whatnot. Also, as far as live performances go, the crowd that was invited to the show were incredibly hyped because apparently MrBeast had a contest of whoever or whichever section of the stadium was the most hype, won a bunch of money, so people were very, they were cheering, they were jumping up and down on these beds that were everywhere, that everyone was mosh pitting, throwing entire beds everywhere and whatnot. It was the wildest audience ever in a live concert to be seen. But how would this video get the most views and the most rewatches? They used music artists from every genre, so almost anyone with any taste in music could watch the video. Secondly, it was pushed by YouTube for the creator music section. That's partly what it was, an advertisement for that. It got lots of rewatches because people wanted to listen to the live cover of the songs, but also because people wanted to support their favorite music artist and give them, the winning edge for having the most watch time during their segment. But how was this video able to be afforded? How are the costs? How much money did it make, and so on? Well, all of the beds were repurposed in like 3 to 4 different videos that are relating to charity and helping those in need and breaking down the beds and all that kind of fun stuff. So those 3 to 4 videos made a huge amount of money, of course, on his other channels. During the concert, there were many items marketed and sold for the viewers at a huge discount, including his candy bars, the bed sponsors, and many other things that also the music artists were selling, all at a huge discount, so people bought the hell out of them. But other than the money, there was one other reason why the video had tons of views, and that was morbid curiosity, because at this concert, one person did die. It just so happens that one particular person Part of the crew happened to wander in front of the speakers when the concerts began, and because, like I said, this concert was trying to push for the loudest concert, like world record, and they were using the beds as a sound dampener, this crew member was in front of the speakers and there was no beds for the sound dampening, so it was quite lethal. Anything above 185 decibels is a lethal amount, and this was pushing over 200. That crew member was me. Yes, that's right. I tend to die brutally in my dreams as a way to wake up from a nap, or out of just pure morbid curiosity. The dream can continue while I'm dead. Like I said, it's like a movie or a video game. I could dream in third person. My dream powers, dying in a dream or being attacked or hurt in the dream does not make the dream end. It's simply the story will continue without me. But that is the dream that I had for the most viewed YouTube video. Hopefully you found this entertaining. I read every comment because I have no life. Make sure you're subscribed for the next video, I guess. I don't know. And on the right side of your screen is a video you should absolutely click. If you click it, you'll gain the powers of lucid dreaming.